This is just the process of me picking up a car, how I do it. Yeah, this is what I do, guys. I did some quick math, and to the best of my knowledge, I think this might be my 30th STI. And it's kind of an interesting one. This is what it looks like. Good morning, guys. Today we're picking up our new car. I'll wait till we get there for you to see exactly what it is, but you probably know what type of car it is if you've ever watched this channel before. It's currently about 6:15 in the morning. Woke up about 45 minutes ago. Truck is started. I pretty much got everything ready to go last night. I have to load a few things up. Then we will be headed down to the Detroit area. I'm sure you'll see some time lapses and some clips here and there, but I will see you after those. Ready to rip? So if you are watching this, I greatly appreciate it. This is just our little road trip down there. I decided to time lapse. It's kind of cool to see the sun disappear up here a little bit. It gets really foggy, but it was about a 2.5 hour drive. I am from the Grand Rapids, Michigan area, and this car was located down in southern Detroit. So it was a little bit of a drive, but it wasn't too bad. This is about the farthest I'm willing to drive to pick up a car. If it's any farther, then I have the car shipped through a shipping company. These next clips are kind of just the loading process and some of the conversations I had with the owner. I'm worried about when we get right up to here, the lip hitting here in the front bumper. Okay. And so that's why I'm trying to extend it out so far. I guess we'll find out. So I think we might be good to try and drive it. I'm going to have you just kind of be my spotter, I guess, in terms of if we're going to smoke the front lip. If we are, I'll back off and we'll pull the lip off, I guess. We'll give this a try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, let's see what happens. I'm guessing this clutch is pretty grabby too.
Oh yeah, you're not velvet smooth in anything.
Yeah, I did.
The fuel pump is always like to prime too. I'll cycle the key twice
Okay.
and let it prime twice in a row. It's always loved that.
I wanted to try and start the car so I could drive it up. I didn't realize that he had two plugs and coils out. I thought just the one cylinder was misfiring. Yeah, maybe not. We'll see. So it ended up not being able to start up, unfortunately. Yeah, it might not run. Let's we'll pull it up there. Okay. Is there an airport right around here? Yeah, right next door. I was gonna say I've heard a couple planes already. Hey, buddy.
So like first 7 seconds.
Hey, buddy. Good boy. Another issue I had ran into the previous night. Usually our winch works, but it ended up not being able to work. I'm not sure why. I will have to figure that out. But I brought a come along so that we could pull it up the rest of the way, which takes longer, but it still works perfectly fine. Okay, yeah, let's pop it off, and that will help a little bit.
Okay.
I got a tool too. So is that supercharged?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's give it a try. Hopefully we clear the rest of the way. When we got the car partially pulled all the way up, we discovered that we were going to have to take the front lip off. So that took me about 10 minutes. Then we were able to get the car pulled up the rest of the way. It's definitely not necessary to have a winch. It is more work to use a come along, but if you can't afford a winch or your trailer doesn't have a spot for one, I definitely recommend just getting a come along like this, bringing an extra ratchet strap, and you can pull up any car perfectly fine. A truck might be a little bit more work and super heavy, but I'm sure you guys can get it done. Once I had it all the way up onto the trailer, I was able to just roll it by hand all the way to the front to be able to strap it down. Not the most challenging one I've had. I've had some pretty rough ones before. This one's pretty low, but I've had some, they're like really low. Those are not fun to try and get on. As you guys saw in one of the earlier clips, I had my girlfriend Jade come along with me, so I had her help me load up some parts while I was moving the car and starting to strap it down. We had quite a few extra parts to load up, so it took some extra time, but overall it was 100% worth it. You can wait on those. Here I was going to get down an extra set of wheels he had. My girlfriend was checking out the car once the garage door shut. She likes the hood wrap a lot. It's a cool little honeycomb textured wrap. I got the extra set of wheels down, so then we had to roll those over to the truck and load them up. I didn't expect to fill up the whole back of my truck with parts, but it ended up being completely full with not much extra room. No, my high blood sugar alert, I think, shut the video off. So do you know, So it's got a Blausch turbo on it. Looks like.
Uh huh.
Do you know what kind of
3.0. When you run the
a
setting
three,
numbers.
a 3.0? You said.
Yep.
Do you know ballpark what it made?
Well, this is what I can tell you. It's never been on a dyno because nobody did dyno.
Okay, it was all street tuning.
Yeah, it was all done over email.
Okay.
It was remote tune. I'm missing the word for it, but you know what I mean.
E-tuning.
E-tune, thank you.
Yep.
So the newer Challengers and Chargers, their factory putting 485 out at the crank on a car that weighs 4,300 pounds. I was handily beating them in races on the street. So I thought I was probably putting 400 of the wheels on a 3,200 pound car.
That probably seems about right. I would. Yeah, that sounds. Do you know how much boost he was making?
We were at last tune revision. I remember. I think we had started at 22 psi.
So if I rebuild a motor, so I buy them all the time. Usually they had Chevron knock. And I usually do a new Type RA short block, which this one would probably be a built motor because of the stuff that's on it.
Yeah.
But I do new Type RA short block. I get the heads redone. I buy 4 new cam gears. I buy all new cam solenoids. I buy a new oil cooler. I buy brand new anything the oil touched. I rebuild the turbo. So anything that oil touches, I get redone or replaced because I don't like to mess with it.
That Moroso pan doesn't have a drain plug. It's got a hex shape. It's got a drain plug, but you wouldn't use a wrench on it.
Okay.
You use, I think it's like an H6 or something.
Yeah.
And that is already threaded for oil temperature.
I think we're all good. I got the title, you got the cash. That's really what matters. Cool. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Sure, my man.
Thanks for being easy to work with.
Hey, no problem. I'm sorry I was the buffoon who lost the
Hey, I've dealt with much worse, so don't.
I
Seriously.
went to buy one car, and I was like, dude, I brought cash. He's like, well, the title's at the bank. Why?
We'll stay in contact, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if it lives again. I'm sure it will, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll live again. No, it's definitely not part out worthy, so.
No.
All right. I appreciate it again.
For sure, my man.
Yep, we'll keep in contact.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me video.
Hey, no problem.
It is the next morning. I did some quick math, and to the best of my knowledge, I think this might be my 30th STI. I'm not 100% sure. I've had more Subarus than that. I would maybe say close to 50 Subarus-ish. But I think this is my 30th STI, and it's kind of an interesting one. I think it might be definitely the most interesting one that I've had. And we got a really good deal on it. And we got a ton of parts also. Now, I didn't know much before about Wu-Tang. I didn't really know what it was. But yeah, it's some sort of hip-hop rap group. And this car, the guy that owned this, said, I can't remember, he saw the rap somewhere and loved it, so he decided to do it. But yeah, it's actually pretty well done. This hood has a sweet wrap on it. You can see it's like a honeycomb and it's textured. So the yellow is a wrap. And then these decals obviously are wrapped as well. The Wu-Tang decal and the letters, and then the 36 license plate, Woobaroo. Yeah. At this point, if you're still watching, I greatly appreciate it. You saw our drive down, me loading it up, talking with the owner a little bit. And now we're going to kind of go over what the car has. It's got some cool parts, got some good parts. And yeah, this video is going to just be all about this car. Let's get started. So a buddy of mine reached out to me and said, hey, I know somebody that's got an STI for sale that could potentially be a good deal. If you're watching this, not sure if you are, but you know who you are. I greatly appreciate it. I've got a sweatshirt on the way for you. But, so after he reached out, I then reached out to the owner. We went over a few things. I put a down payment on it, and then I went and picked it up. And here we are. Let's start off with the engine bay. So, it is a Cosworth motor. It is blown up, of course. I don't really buy Subarus not blown up. So, blown up motor. He thinks it broke the rod in cylinder number 4. But it's got a Cosworth tag on the block. We've got some Cosworth oil caps. The fuel rails are Cosworth. Let's see if Cosworth fuel rails. Got Cosworth stickers in a bunch of different places, which is kind of cool because they're a little bit older school, and I don't really see those parts very often. They were definitely very popular. But right off the start, we can see Process West top mount with the uh, Wu-Tang emblem on it. Cobb intake. It's some sort of hard turbo inlet. I'm not exactly sure what one. We have a Blausch 3.0 turbo, aluminum radiator. The downpipe, I'm unsure of the brand, but we've got a tile wastegate tucked back there. Unsure of the uppipe brand also. We'll discover when we get in there, of course. And then it's got rails, lines, injectors. I'm not sure if it's got a fuel pressure regulator hiding somewhere. We'll find out. Looks like it's got a master cylinder brace. If you can see, it's got a oil pan. I believe it is a Moriso. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. That's about it for the engine bay. Coilovers are KW V3 coilovers, I want to say. They have the external reservoirs. So I believe they are either the Club Sports or the V3s. You can see them right up in there. We've got some ESR. I'm unsure of the model wheels. They look to be about a 35 to 38 offset, positive offset. Nice Brembo brakes, of course. Kind of the yellow theme matching the car. We got some side skirts. Supposedly this is Wu-Tang Lyrics. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I don't know a ton about them. We've got an NVIDIA N1 exhaust. These were just a few parts that came with it. Here's another Wu-Tang plate. Here's a plate for the front of the car. Subaru. Got some extra, few random things here. Here's the plug-in coil out of that cylinder. It's got this subwoofer. It's got an amp set up, some nice speakers in it. Got some extra wheel spacers here. Cobb access port, of course. We've got the Wu-Tang e-brake boot all stitched up. The same with the shift boot, and then the yellow shift trim. This car has 118,000 miles on the dash, I believe. We've got some DEFI gauges, I believe. Coolant temp, boost, and oil pressure, I think. And we've got an AEM air-fuel ratio. We got our little buddy hanging down right there. In a minute, I'm going to see how the subsystem sounds in this thing. It looks like it's kind of a nice setup. We'll find out. But then we also got a truck full of parts. We also got some extra wrap for the car, some more of the honeycomb, some more of the black decals, and some more yellow. But yeah, overall, successful car pickup. I'm very happy with the amount of parts I got for the price. We've also got this cool honeycomb tint on the taillights here, if you can see that. The car is definitely out there. I don't think I would say it's my style. We'll probably keep the wrap on there for a little while, see what we have for plans in terms of getting it fixed. I'm definitely not parting it out. It is not a part out worthy car. It's pretty clean. But yeah, I think you guys have seen enough of it. Let's get this thing unloaded, figure out where we're gonna put it. We got a good amount of cars sitting around. Maybe I'll move my 17 right here and we'll drop it right here. It doesn't really run, so it's of course difficult to move. But you know, typical Subaru. When's the last time I bought a running and driving Subaru? It's been a while, so I'm gonna fire up my truck and decide where I'm gonna put it, and I'll just time lapse it, and I'll see you guys after the time lapse. I decided I was gonna end up putting it right by this big oak tree right here, so I just pulled the truck up there to get it unloaded. All right, the car is eventually gonna end up right where the camera is, but this is kind of the only way I can unload it and get it in this general area. I'll just roll it farther back, and then once I park the trailer, I'll just pull the car kind of up to right here with truck or one of my other cars. But we have this to unload and a bunch of parts. So I'm gonna get this off of here and we'll get on to the next stuff. If you're unloading the car, definitely make sure the e-brake is on and the car is in gear. And if you can, maybe somebody sitting in there so they can hit the brakes if they need to. Undo the rears first and then undo the fronts. And once again, if you can have somebody in there, that's ideal. But I know the e-brake works well, and I know that having it in first gear or reverse is going to hold it just fine on this hill. Let's get it unloaded. While we're unloading, let's talk about plans with the car a little bit. There's kind of two routes I see myself going with it. It depends somewhat on how the social media stuff is going to do. In reality, I'd love to keep every car I get and build it and have fun with it, but I do not have endless money and I am saving for a house. So some cars are purchased to either be parted out to make some money or to be fixed and sold and make some money. This one is not getting parted out, as I stated earlier, but this could potentially be one that is just fixed and sold. The Wu-Tang wrap would probably come off because although it's kind of out there and maybe some people would think it's cool, it's not really a wrap that I could try and sell it. Maybe with just the yellow on it, I'm not really sure. But that would be route number one. is kind of bring it more closer to stock. Hey, kitty, what's going on? I'm gonna unload this thing, so you better watch out. So that would be route number one, kind of sell some of the mods off of it, get it on stock suspension, get it on a stock turbo, stock top mount, all that kind of thing. What? Get it on a stock turbo, stock top mount, stock fuel system, all those things. Get it running, put 3 to 5,000 miles on it, get it tuned, and then sell it. That's option number one. Option number two is I have multiple blown up short blocks and multiple sets of what I believe to be our good forged internals. So like Manly rods and pistons or Eagle rods and Manly pistons, a couple different setups. And so option two would be build a short block myself with some help from a local buddy and throw it in here. I could either leave this turbo on it or I could get a little bit different of a turbo, but essentially leave it set up to make a little bit more power and then see what my short block does in terms of handling some power. So that would be option number two. That option is obviously more appealing, and I'm sure you guys would rather see me do that. But again, I don't make money off YouTube yet. Now, when we get to the point where we are and it can pay for some of this stuff, then we'll have a little bit more extra money to play with. But at the end of the day, I am here to save money and I am here to make money while also still enjoying setups. So that's why I'm kind of torn on it. I probably know what you guys are going to say. I'm sure you think I should keep it. I'm sure you think I should build it. Maybe even leave the wrap on it. I looked up some other ideas with yellow wraps because the Wu-Tang thing isn't really my thing. I'll probably leave it for a little while, but I could have it blend into a black or something like that. I don't know. There's tons of options, but that is my thought process with this car as of now. So in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Give me some ideas. If you're worried about it getting parted out, like I said, it's not getting parted out. I already have one STI that I'm driving. I have my truck. I have an Outback that I'll be putting a motor in, which will be a project a little bit down the road, but that's going to be my daily driver. So I already have 3 vehicles on top of all the other vehicles that I buy, sell, part out, fix, whatever I do with them. So I guess you can probably see why I'm on the fence about keeping another car. And again, I don't know if you guys know, but this is not my house. This is my parents' house. I'm very thankful that they let me work out of here and work for my future. They allow me to use the barn. They're very generous, but I want to get into my own place, and that requires money. That's just how the world works. Double checking the car's in gear. E-brake is on. I'm going to let off the last strap. I guess I should probably put these ramps down in the very rare case that this thing would go sailing down here, but it wouldn't end up good anyways because it'd probably clip this 2007 STI over here. Okay, I don't know if we're going to need boards, but I'll probably put them down just to be safe. I'd rather have them down and have plenty of clearance than get to the point where we need boards and we're kind of stuck. So, you guys think it's going to hit the fender? It's not going to hit the fender. Come on, guys. I already checked. Oh! Ooh, it smells like weed in here. Definitely know what went on in here before then. All right, I'm just going to take the e-brake off, take it out of gear, hold down on the brake. Hopefully we do not run into any clearance issues. All right, well, why are we not moving? I guess I'm an idiot. I thought I took this last strap off, but I didn't, so couldn't figure out why it wasn't moving. Dumbo. Holy cow. All right, now we're good. Golly, I had the tism there for a sec. Now we're moving. All right, I might have to stop part of the way down to make sure that my bumpers aren't gonna hit. Kind of thought that might happen. I think we're good. Yep, we're good. Got it rolled down here. I'm gonna load up the trailer, park it over there, and then I'll unhook my truck and we will pull that guy the rest of the way kind of up to where the rear end of this trailer is. And that will be its home. Unfortunately for a little bit, because guess what? I got some projects that are ahead of it that I don't want to do at all, but sometimes you just got to do the stuff that's boring, the stuff that's hard to get it out of the way. And that is the situation I'm in with one of my Outbacks, kind of the other one. They're just boring. They're not fun, right? But you got to do it. You got to get stuff done. You can't slack off. But I promise we'll be back working on cool stuff pretty soon here, and we'll have some sprinkled videos of my 17 STI, and maybe when we sell my blue one, and if we sell some other ones, or if we work on them for a little bit. I'll keep you guys as entertained as I can. Hello. Good kitty. As stated previously, because it doesn't run, here we were just pulling it up into its permanent spot for the time being. Here we were going through all the extra parts we got. Here's the extra set of wheels. I got an extra set of DBA 4000 rotors. The owner was very generous to give me all this extra stuff. I think he just wanted everything gone. Here were some OEM under trays that I believe one of them is for that STI. We got the wheels and tires out of the way, and then I was on to looking at the wrap that we got. We got some extra yellow wrap, some extra honeycomb wrap, and some extra black decals. I probably won't end up using any of it, but oh well. The lip I also took off was in the back of my truck. I also got a stock up pipe, a stock intercooler. He also gave me this Subaru rooftop box right here. He was missing the key, but he thinks one of his family members might have it, so he was going to contact them and see if they could find it. I hope he does, because I'd like to use it. But yeah, I am excited. This was definitely a good buy. Hopefully you guys can find some good deals soon. That is going to be it for today's video. This is just the process of me picking up a car, how I do it. Yeah, this is what I do, guys. And like I said, I do this to make money. So we are undecided what we exactly want to do. It will not get parted out once again, but it's just to decide if we want to do kind of a little bit more of a personal setup, make a little bit more power, or if we just want to go back to an OEM setup and drive it for a little bit and sell it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give me ideas, throw it out there. I like replying to your guys' comments. I like reading them. So if you are watching this, I greatly appreciate it. If you could hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, it helps me out a ton. The more of you that subscribe and like these videos and watch these videos, the closer we're gonna get to be able to start making money on YouTube. The more that happens, the more cars we're gonna get, the more cool setups we're gonna get, the more content I'm gonna have for you guys that's exciting. So help a brother out if you're willing. It would be greatly appreciated. I hope you guys are getting your projects done. Hope you're doing well in life. I'll see you guys in the next video.